Radiant team ban. Dire team ban.
Alright, I'm here.
So, have some DD.
Radiant team ban.
Dire team ban.
Ban Oh, have you run the ad?
Not yet.
Ten seconds remaining.
Advert's rolling now.
5 seconds remaining.
Radiant team ban.
Dire team pick.
Radiant team.
Hello and welcome back to the EPICENTER Major EU Qualifiers. My name is Nomad. Joining me is 1437 as we get into these upper bracket finals between Team Liquid and Alliance. And right now we're looking down the barrel of an Alliance victory here as they're one game up versus Team Liquid. And well, can you talk us through the last game very briefly, please,
10
Stephen?
seconds remaining.
I would say the last game,
5 seconds
Alliance
remaining.
just had a bit of a better draft because its fighting was a bit stronger, and I felt also stronger, and Liquid would have a really hard time running into Alliances. Even though Liquid laned
Radiant team
extremely
pick.
well and they had a really good start to the game, as the game progressed and Alliance got their items, they
Dire team
unstoppable moving object. Out and Spur of the Light, the tiny combo, quirky Aghanims, Weaver strategies, all spot on. I feel like Liquid just were not.
10 seconds
You
remaining.
can say that again, yeah. It's a lot of team fight coming out for Alliance, and they just brought the battle to Team Liquid. Liquid completely overwhelmed by that. Now they're going to open up with a Shadow Shaman and a Nature's Prophet, but it's worth looking at these bans. They've actually taken out the Earthshaker and the Sand King.
So this game, I said that Liquid needs to adapt somehow, right? They need to evolve, and the way that they evolve is by banning the Sand King instead of banning the Morphling. Just the correct move, because that last game, even though they didn't have Morphling, as long as they have the Sand King, they're able to make the plays and the way that they wanted to play throughout the game possible. So now they move the Sand King, they are forcing Alliance to play a different kind of game, and this time Alliance first picked Liquid go for Shadow Shaman NP. Means Liquid want to play a more faster tempo and one that takes a lot more objectives. Try
10
to like
seconds remaining.
overwhelm you in.
Absolutely,
5 seconds
yeah.
remaining.
Alliance response to that is going to be the Enigma and the Troll Warlord. These two heroes, they work pretty well together, and you can kind of move the Troll. I mean, if it were Liquid, you know they'd be playing it in the off lane. Alliance maybe going to put the Troll in the safe lane and get themselves an off laner who pairs up nicely with the Enigma. I'm not too sure. We'll see what they decide to do coming through the second part of the draft. But yeah, the Shaman and the Prophet also suggest really, really strong lanes to me.
Radiant team ban.
This Troll Warlord is really good for fighting against Prophet in the. They're probably picking it. Enigma kind of, you know, creates weaker lane somewhere because he needs jungle, so Troll Warlord can for that. But more so, I think Troll Warlord, because I think Alliance already
10
believes
seconds remaining.
MP is.
5 seconds remaining.
Okay, so taking that knowledge forwards, then they ban out the Morphling and the Outlaw Devourer, the two bans. Meanwhile, Team Liquid, they throw out the Naga. Was Naga and Troll likely?
Probably not, but maybe it's like Koikba, you know, they. There's also like TA that Koikba likes to play. There's like so many heroes that can actually nowadays. That's why we don't see it being first phased anymore. There's like Razor.
I was gonna say Razor's still in the
Viper,
pool.
Batrider. There's like an insane amount of heroes. So Liquid can still put this Nature's Prophet as a support, and then Batrider. Really troublesome. There's no Abaddon, but there's still an Oracle in the. Maybe Alliance would. Or maybe actually they can go for the Keeper of the Light again, because it's good pairing with the Troll Warlord in the laning stage.
That's true. The Axe's short cooldown is really hard to lane against. Yeah, that's
It's
really
so
good
annoying,
point.
and you can always use your Illuminate off the Troll Warlord's low, the range 4 max.
Yep, easy
You have
damage.
a lot of laning presence there. Probably pretty good against NP as well, so you can just.
Yeah. I
Liquid
think
are
it's
spending a
very
lot
likely.
of time on this because they need to ban something, and they need to also already know what they're gonna pick right after that. That's why they're thinking about what they're gonna pick. They're not really
Radiant team pick.
ban the Batrider themselves. Okay, so they are not gonna go towards that angle, and Bat would have been also good for Alliance because it's good against Prophet.
Yep, absolutely. Alright then, so are they going to grab the Razor right now? How likely do you think that is? Because it's known as a pretty good counter towards the Troll Warlord. Uncontrollable in his
Definitely
ulti.
possible. Because
10 seconds
I mean,
remaining.
if they pick Razor here though, I think Alliance will go towards like a Queen of Pain
5
direction,
seconds remaining.
so that the Razor doesn't have that good matchup wall. But knowing Liquid, they would tend to pick like. They want to hide if the Nature's Prophet is offlane, or if they're not, then giving away a lot of information. Razor seems like. Okay, all right. That came out of nowhere.
I love the way we're here
that a
getting
new
super
hero?
into the analytics. We're like, Razor would counter and then they can get the damage inside the ultimate, but then they could also go. And then Liquid are just like, they spend all this time galaxy braiding this draft and then just throw down the Warlocks. We're
10
completely.
seconds remaining.
All right, hear me out.
Yeah, let's hear it.
He's going to.
5
Troll Warlord
seconds
is going to
remaining.
cast ultimate, right?
Uh-huh.
Then the Warlock is going to Fatal Bonds the Troll to all his teammates, and they're all going to
that
focus the
work?
Troll Warlord. Yeah.
Oh.
Whatever damage is dealt to one unit is going to be dispersed to everyone else, right? So
That
they're
actually
the
sounds
Troll's
pretty
gonna use
good.
ult. Yeah, exactly. So that's it. That's their strat. And then also the Warlock Golem can cancel Black Hole, even he has BKB. So even he has Lincolns, he can't actually
10
stop
seconds remaining.
a Warlock from canceling your Black Hole.
Absolutely perfect.
5 seconds
Alliance
remaining.
end up going for the Coddle, like we said, the combo with the Troll, really good, and it was so freaking strong in game 1, like
It
how
really
Alliance
was,
played
yeah.
it.
Yeah, I think
And Liquid
didn't
was
know how to
not
answer.
ready.
There wasn't. It also
Liquid
destroys
was
the
not ready
trees
for
as
that
well,
hero.
so Prophet trying to escape with the Sprout or anybody trying to get
Oh.
caught inside it. Cole can break those down, but there comes the Medusa, this time for Team Liquid. So that's a lot of spread
they-
damage coming out across this team with the Fatal Bonds and the Split Shot.
They really don't want Alliance to have that Medusa again,
Yeah,
you know?
I feel that's the case.
Liquid's like, oh, quirky strat, okay, we have our own
10
fucking
seconds remaining.
Warlock, like.
It's okay, you're allowed to swear on this stream, it's okay.
5 seconds remaining.
For the, what do you call it, the under 13.
The under 13 viewers, yeah, of course. Gotta look out for those guys. Don't worry, we love you. 99, judging by Twitch chat.
Judging by the chat, 99.
Yeah.
I really like the other 1%.
Yeah, we love that 1%.
So, what does Alliance pick here? Now that there's already, like, if I'm Alliance, okay, if I'm Alliance, I'm probably picking some crazy shit like no one ever expects. But if I'm anyone else and I look at Liquid's lineup, I'm like, what is happening? Why is there a Warlock? Is this a new hero? When was this patched in?
Yeah,
Oh,
what made
that's
this
what I
guy
was thinking.
strong? Yeah, I'm really interested to see actually how this works out for them. As you say, it might be the interaction with the Troll Warlord that they're looking for. How long will it take Alliance to realize that? They're just going to stumble into one team fight and give the Warlock a rampage? Who knows? Cause it's a possibility. I think it's an unlikely one, but still, I'm here for the ride. I'm strapped in, ready to roll. But Alliance, they're running down the clock now as Liquid are already on 12 seconds reserve time, and Alliance catching up with them now on this 4th pick. They gotta either probably get their mid laner right now. It's 4th pick. They're gonna have to pick up their 5th hero after the banning phase. So you just want to grab your mid hero before it gets banned out. But they're taking their time. Big decision to make.
They're not the 5 sec.
Radiant team banned.
Storm
Go for the
Spirit.
Storm. Okay, so they realize that Liquid doesn't have so much catch potential. Storm can Warlock and things like they really had to dig into their notes, figure out okay what works against Warlock.
Yeah.
This hero hasn't been patched. This hero has not been played in
10
like how many
seconds
patches.
remaining.
Storm was their conclusion, and
5
see
seconds
it
remaining.
being pretty decent, good at catching and Warlock and things. It's has some decent synergy with Keeper of the Light, but my concern here is like Alliance's only lane shoving heroes. They have like
Dire
Enigma,
team
Troll.
ban.
They all need a lot of farm. I probably would have liked to have seen a Tiny again. Maybe they're thinking they can. Liquid are gonna ban the Magnus. They don't want to play against Magnus.
Yeah.
Lions are down. They have both teams don't have any reserve time, and this I think hurts Liquid the most. They're gonna need to
5
like
seconds
analyze
remaining.
after this lap.
That's a really good point, actually. Yeah, I mean, Alliance have had a lot of time now to set up for this this 5th pick, and they ban out the Drought, and they're gonna grab themselves the Bounty Hunter.
Bounty. Oh,
This
so
is
they
really good
actually
pick.
sped up the game a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it and I don't like it because now the Keeper has a lot of jobs to do, like in terms of picking out lanes. The Nature's Prophet always like split pushing and putting pressure on your towers. The Bounty Hunter doesn't really like pick out lanes either, so that's a problem.
10
But I
seconds
can see how
remaining.
they can have a really fast tempo and they can like snowball the game
5
really hard.
seconds
If let's say they get like 2 or 3 pickoffs on this Warlock and Nature's Prophet with the Bounty and the Storm, and Storm's item timing gets it escalates, it can be really.
Choose your hero.
Liquid go for Ember. Guessing that's gonna be Miracle playing Ember? Yeah.
Certainly is, yeah. So Matu Medusa once again curves straight away onto the Warlock, mind control on the NP. Meanwhile, Boxy will be on the offlane Bounty, Koikva at mid on the Storm Spirit, Insania on the Coddle. Once again, looking forward to seeing another Insania Coddle, Nikkei Troll and Tiger Enigma. So pretty mean drops coming out from both of these teams. I like this Bounty Hunter pick. It gives them such a good ability to be keeping tags on this Medusa. They're going to be trying to follow her around, making sure they've got those eyes on the Medusa here. So yeah, Alliance, I've got to say, I think it's going to be a 2-0, honestly.
I mean, I definitely like Liquid's lineup this game a lot more than I liked their lineup last. It's more like I don't like Alliance's draft this game than I did last game.
Right, okay,
That's
okay.
like last game they had Sanking and Tiny, the Kato, right? This game they have like Bounty Hunter, Storm. It's not even remotely close in terms of like power. Let's see, and I feel like Miracle is gonna have a lot easier game this. And Ember is like a pretty decent hero at like holding down Troll Warlord and catching Bounty and Storm and stuff like that. Looking forward to it. I'm really interested in Warlock is gonna be able to accomplish, and I'm still holding on to that. We gotta use that Fatal Bonds after the Troll ulti goes off.
We'll see
all
if
gonna
it comes into
focus
play this game. I'm really hoping it does, because that sounds absolutely hilarious. But yeah, it'll be remain to be seen whether that is a strategy they can pull off. Alright, let's get into it. Game number 2. It is Liquid versus Alliance here in the winners brackets finals of the EU qualifiers for the EPICENTER Major. Alliance 1 game away from qualifying to a major. They've had a rough year so far, and this will be a huge break for them and show that they're finally making some progress towards the DPC titles. Meanwhile, Liquid, they want to be restored to their mayor. I mean, they were just in the grand finals, and yet they're down 1 game to Alliance. It's not a timeline we're used to seeing. But, well, except if you look at the start of the year, Liquid did have a rough start to this DPC season, but now they seem to be reformed to their former glory, and Alliance taking a couple of games off them. Quick pause to start things out, give us a chance to analyze the lanes right now as it looks towards Storm versus Medusa in the middle lane. I believe this is slightly Medusa favored in this mid.
Yeah, actually, the last time I saw this matchup, it was actually no one playing Storm Spirit, and he like destroyed that Medusa. I'm not sure if one thing or yeah. If we think logically, like Medusa drains mana, he has like some rate bans, he has. It's just like Medusa's just gonna push out the mid lane, get XP, and then. But what's interesting for me is like this Enigma's item build is different. He has 4 clarity tank. He's not pulling that penalty is doing.
Oh, so
30
selfish.
seconds to battle.
Yeah, it's the downgrade. It's actually so huge, like 2 HP versus 6 HP.
Yeah, it is a big difference. But it kind of suggests that Enigma might be looking to get involved a little bit more in this bottom lane. If he's got these tangos looking to maybe take some harass damage and try to get some trades in.
And it seems like they're actually gonna change the lanes. Like they're gonna send the troll and the Kato bottom. Isn't it like so funny that Liquid have played like 11 straight games of aggro tiling?
It's starting!
It doesn't matter what heroes they have. They just let mind control sit in the safe lane solo.
They believe it's better right now.
Been their strat, yeah. I mean, I think it's better for their team, because Liquid is this team where they need all 3 of their cores to be enabled, and they like to play like away from each other. So what's the best way to do that than your offlaner in the safe lane, where he can guarantee himself some experience, than being offlane, giving free farm to the carry and being a lot longer.
Yeah, that seems to be the operating theory behind Liquid strategies so far, and we'll see what they can pull off with Miracle up here in the safe lane, helped out by GH and Kuroki. Yeah, the Warlock hasn't actually picked up a spell yet. Usually, I guess we start with a Shadow Word. That's what it used to be, where you can kind of heal people up and.
Yeah, you definitely still start with Shadow Word. That skill has a lot of value.
I mean, it's definitely better than Fatal Bonds or Upheaval, which are both pretty useless in lane.
What just happened?
So the Kodo and the Troll are going bottom, so that they want. Bounty Hunter skilled Invis, so he doesn't get seen by lane. Oh, he's gonna go for the courier?
He's actually got the Ring of Regen.
He's gonna go pull the next creeper.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen this? The offlaner pulling the lane from the safe lane?
No.
Time.
I haven't either. He doesn't even need to attack a creep either, as he just waits for the Shadow Walk to run off, so.
Here's the Warlock. He is warding but the Enigma's actually jungling on the left side. Jeez, Alliance is like really far ahead in this. In terms of, what they want to do. Oh, the creeps have pull it all the way.
Yeah, he had to escape from GH. Didn't want to take all that harass damage coming down the river, so yeah, they're trying to lane up here. But look at the damage coming out to Boxy there. He shows himself for a second, and he's down to 50% HP to GH's right-click damage and the shackles. It's just too much for Boxy to handle.
Sometimes I'm thinking like, what patch is Alliance playing on? Because look at Mickey, he has like 3 mangoes.
Yeah, this is old school.
Yeah, and then they're playing like Caudle, they're playing like Tiny Caudle and Beavers, like they're so interesting that they're playing like all these strategies for previous patches, and it's working out really well.
Yeah, same as Kuro as well, playing the Warlock and then just trying to run down this Troll Warlock. This is a completely different meta, but this is what, is really cool. Even in the qualifiers, you have your own little meta developing between all the different teams, different heroes becoming stronger, and everybody kind of just watching each other and trying to evaluate what's coming up next. The Marty.
Now this Ember is just farm, Bounty Hunter just got blasted, so top lane is like Miracle is gonna have an amazing time up there. Mid lane, we're talking about that matchup. It seems like Dota2sup really cannot deny many. Yeah, he's there. It's pretty even lane. It's not like the no one game at all. No one was like smashing that.
Yep, just no one things. Koifer unable to replicate the same success, but it's still going pretty well for him, to be honest. 14-2 for a lane, which we said was maybe not in his favor. Yeah, Kuro dropping pretty low as Mike is trying to chase him down here. He's going to have the axes for him, but doesn't want to chase under tower. Mike not willing to risk giving up first blood, especially not against his Prophet. Never underestimate how much damage of Nature's Prophet can do, especially with this Blightstone in pocket.
Do you notice that mind control is actually...
Yeah, that's a lot of Prophet he's been playing.
Whenever I see players like this, it's just more intimidating. Oh, top lane, Bounty Hunter.
Oh no, we were looking at the middle. Well, nice shout out there is Boxy does actually get run down. There's a sentry, and that's all it takes. One sentry, and they're able to get the kill onto the Bounty Hunter. Meanwhile, at mid, they're going on to Koifer here, but he's going to TP out immediately, and there is no response. There's no stun available, so he'll be out.
Kind of concerning for the Bounty Hunter, because typically, like, Bounty's actually really good against Ember in the lane. Ember is gonna, like, stop losing gold, but since he has this head start in the lane, I wonder if he's gonna... But he does have the Ring of Health and the Ring of Regen now. Sitting in lane with like 10 HP.
Mind control.
Enigma.
Sees Insania in the river. Forces Insania to use his TP back to base there. Because they tried to set up for the runes, and now Mind control start looking for Nikkei as well. Harass him out of lane a little bit whilst the Coddle is gone. Meanwhile, up at top, Boxy's still just trying to lane as best he can against GH and Miracle. It's such a high damage lane, it's very tricky for him to really just stay alive, but the creep wave's nice and close to his tower, which helps out a lot, so be able to get a couple of creeps here though. The shackles come out. Miracle and GH, so they... No, this is just harass.
Bounty runes.
Though he comes forward again, and Boxy once again under these shackles does again get out. God, it's close though. Miracle.
He has so much HP regen. He's completely just burning all the mana.
Snatched from your grasp.
He's actually covered in this lane really well. He has even more experience than H gets one. Bounty rune, bottom, Rocky, and they're gonna get 4 bounties on Liquid.
Yeah, it does seem that way. All of them going over to Liquid, gonna help them get a bit of a net worth advantage.
Mid lane.
Oh, they're going in. Koifer, no TP this time around. He's trying to get under the tower. The right click damage is coming through. The armor bonus from the tower helping out a little bit with the fairy fire as well. Mind control, he's not done. He needs another couple of clicks onto Koifer here, and he will find them. Mind control runs him down and gets that rotation as Koifer in the mid. Meanwhile, Miracle gets a kill, but now in trouble himself as Tiger rotates over with the Eidolons and quickly gets the return kill, which I'd say is very much worth it because Tiger got himself 475 gold for that, which brings him pretty close to his Helm of the Dominator.
But he has it already. It's on the Bounty Hunter.
Oh, right. Yeah, he's got it.
Mid lane.
Easy.
Mid lane, they're trying to apply some pressure with this catapult waves. They're doing a pretty good job because they brought the Coddle in, and this tower's taking a lot of damage. The catapult still has full health, so... Meanwhile, Warlock bottom getting dove. Warlord.
Okay, just going pretty crazy.
He's also
right
applying pressure at bottom as well. Alliance is doing a really good job because this Enigma got his Dominator is really fat. Defended mid tower, and they're also applying pressure at bottom.
Yeah,
even though they lost 4 bounties. There's Tiger's like so strong right now. Miracle is like only level 5.5. He can't actually hold his tower.
I mean, look at these last hits as well. If you kind of discount Tiger because he's been jungling, but either way, you've got him still pretty farmed up, and then Quakebear right behind him, and then Mickey right behind him as they go in deep. GH will be falling here. Tiger grabbing that sneaky kill, and they're looking at Miracle as well, whereas Miracle looking at Boxy. I'm not really too sure. They're kind of just skirmishing a bit here. But Tiger gets the tower. He's just going to work in this top lane, and he's even going to be able to get some damage up onto this tier 2 as well. Catapult's still alive and kicking. The Eidolon's happy to tank a bit of damage for that.
Radiant structures are fireproof.
They have to use Glyph just for the tier 2 tower. That's pretty big. So now the tier 1s on the other sides don't have
that's all.
Glyph available.
Both immediately swinging down to look at that bottom tower, hanging around at about 500 HP. It's definitely going to be tempting. Coddle is going to be the first one to TP in for Alliance. Let's see if they actually go for it, but they're actually still hanging around at top. Miracle, not particularly healthy right now. GH backing him up, though. He's got plenty of disables to hold back the forces of Alliance, but they're happy just to get as much damage on this tower as they can here, actually getting it fairly low. Considering it's 7 minutes 30 in, and that's a tier 2 tower taking a ton of HP.
My control is like 1 XP from having sitting in base waiting to see where he can go next. That was really impressive by Alliance to like keep pressuring top even though it's like 6 minutes in the game. Because they know that nobody on the liquid side can actually come there.
Bottom tower has been denied.
That's
Yeah.
almost 6 on.
Dyer's middle tower is under attack.
All right, a little bit, maybe a little bit of a misplay as Boxy's being chased around at top. They actually used the dust on him here, but Boxy managed to avoid it. Are you happy with that one?
Miracle's pretty triggered.
I mean, anybody is. Any carry playing against the Bounty Hunter just like, it keeps hitting me, and there's nothing we can do about it. Meanwhile, Tiger finds Kuro again. Tiger is just an absolute monster this game, honestly. He's probably leading net worth. Yep, that's it. Leading the net worth chart, 3,700 gold, ahead of Matu even on the juicer. And he's just been taking towers, finding objectives for his team, and doing ridiculous amounts of work on this hero.
He's actually way higher level than most.
Bottom tower is under attack.
I wonder if it has something to do with then starting in the left side of the more camps connect.
Dire have reinforced their
Where in the right camp, it's right in the right triangle. There's a camp, so any. That's why he has a lot more X. But he also has 3 kills. So that also could be a.
Yeah, it's a fairly big factor. And the tower does get denied again. So mind control on the ball with these deniers, taking both these bottom towers down himself. But
I mean, they still got the 2 towers, so that like that's very very big. If Lions, you just open up a big part of the map. You can farm so much, and Liquid are gonna feel so uncomfortable being in bottom area where they don't have any towers to cover. Look at how Mind Control's farming. You see someone farming like that 9 minutes in the game?
no, he's
He
scared.
don't. Like he's so scared for his life. He's like running back and forth trying to fog people, but there's like nobody there. But the fact that 2 of their towers are dead, they can't do anything. They're just gonna trade 2 bounties.
So, I mean, normally whenever you're in these kinds of game and your bottom towers get taken and there's a lot of pressure coming out, you're always pretty scared about getting ganked. With a bounty hunter in the game who's just at level 6, you are terrified of getting ganked, and this bottom lane becomes an almost uninhabitable zone as Matsu's kind of farming. They've got this observer ward here, but that's probably the only camps he's really going to be going for right now, unless he sees some heroes appearing on map.
Medusas typically don't like to go down there anyway. They like to play in the triangle, and that ward really helps them because they can hit the camp on the high ground there.
Yes.
Just from the low ground. Can bring it down and just farm both camps. He's very happy about that. That ward is also helping Liquid like cover at least this small portion of jungle.
Now seen by Boxy.
They're trying to make some kind of play happen on Liquid so they can like utilize their fighting heroes.
Tiger actually has an Invis rune, but they use the dust onto Bounty Hunter. Tiger's getting into position though. He could get 2 inside this black hole. He's looking for it. He's got it set up, and in he goes. Catches just one. No, never mind. Kuro goes into it as well. That's going to find him a kill onto the Ember, and Kuro's soon to follow. And 2 track kills go in the way of Boxy. A fantastic start to this Bounty Hunter's life.
Wow. Kuro was actually 3 experience away from hitting level 6. So
Oh no.
if they got that kill on the bounty hunter first and he got his ulti, they could have actually maybe turned that fighter on. Because they killed those 2 heroes with the black hole.
Does come down, but they're still looking to fight. Boxy walking onto the high ground here, but able to phase out of those snakes. Very useful as the snake
it's
comes
fine.
in. It's too many snakes for Boxy, but he is able to get himself away.
Liquid is so mad right now. Look at the way that they're like running out trying to kill people. They feel as if they're being suffocated. All the lanes are being pushed into them and they can't have enough disables to hold down any of Alliance's heroes. They're also like mosquitoes, you know, this bounty hunter, even you dust him, he's so fast because of his movement speed. He just walks away from you. Pretty tanky as well. It's got like 1,000 gold right now. And this Kodo just non-stop staying top, pushing out the lane. They can't actually take the top tower either, so they feel like they're not entirely sure what they should do with the other 4 heroes. Because the Medusa is just gonna farm, right? But the four of the heroes on Liquid side, like where can they make space?
Structures are fortified.
Radiant's
Yeah,
middle
I mean, the two of them, and he's getting a lot for the time being, but how much is actually going to continue as we walk into this game? It's just the advantage going more and more in Alliance's favor. Martu's going to need space. He's not going to be able to fight very soon.
They're really waiting for Alliance to like make some kind of mistake where they can utilize this Warlock's ultimate. Oh, Oxy, hot bro.
Yeah, we've got the dust. I'm sure he's not getting out of this one. They've got the shackles up. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
Beating down Boxy. Miracle finds the kill, and Liquid finally deal with that pesky mosquito, keeping coming in and stinging their heroes, but they catch him off guard. All right, that's fairly good for them.
Ember Spirit, Ember Spirit built the Guardian's Light. Miracle actually opted to level up the steering chains, line up desperately, or else they're not going to be able to. Auto just stop blasting. Are they going to catch him? Holy.
Got the sprout onto him. Boxy's coming over, but I'm not sure what he can do. Yeah, he's going to throw it down onto the three heroes here just to try and help himself survive, but he's actually blocked in by the trees. Beautiful blockage coming in, and with that curse, they should be able to finish off. Fatal Bomb's going to work. GH, though, he's dropping kind of low, but Ponta does, turning it around onto the bounty hunter. But he gets a hit, and yes, he does. Boxy getting money, but then the Rather Nature comes whipping through, and Mind Control gets a kill onto the bounty hunter. But now Liquid can start looking for this top tier 1 tower. Meanwhile, Tiger takes mid.
I'm surprised nobody on Alliance actually TP'd for that, because that was a really nice ulti by the Kato. If they had +1 hero there, maybe they would have been able to fight, but they could have been worried about the Warlock's chaotic offering coming down. Trying to avoid. And you can see his skill build. Kuro. Max out the Fatal Bonds.
He certainly did. You know what he's trying to do this game, don't you?
Yeah, and also one thing about the Fatal Bonds is it's really good with the nature.
Mind Control TPing in here. They're looking onto his side, but Mikey's right on top of him here. And there comes the Warlock ulti, dropping down the golems, but it looks like it's going to be a pretty clean disengage.
Can't fight.
See, the Shadow Word on Insania. Oops, Storm jumping in. Quick burn, he's ready to roll, but GH is going to come in and turn him into a chicken, and now the shackles come down, but a black hole onto 4 heroes! That is very, very nice! As Mickey comes following up, the damage onto the juice, is it going to be enough? Though he actually turns Mickey to turn, but no! The glaive comes flying in from the bounty hunter to finish the job, and now the Hex out onto Troll. Looks like Alliance might still be in some trouble. Troll not out of the woods yet. He's actually killed, and Tiger trying to juke himself around here. Not quite happening though. Then comes Bounty Hunter coming in from behind, seeing what he can find as the Shuriken comes bouncing around onto 3 heroes, but the Hex comes out onto him, and Insania doing his best to try and help out his teammate, but in comes the damage from GH, and Boxy's gonna get finished off, and Insania just gallops his way behind the tower, but still being chased. Miracle, he's got the chains Mind Control here as well. They're gonna make it a full 5-man wipe, despite the 4-man Dream Black Hole. It wasn't enough. They didn't have the follow-up damage, and Liquid just take advantage.
Yeah, I was really curious. What was the Storm doing? Why did he zip in there? But then came the big 4-man black hole. I think he wasn't able to get the Midnight Pulse off because he wanted all the heroes inside the hole.
Yeah.
And they really lacked the follow-up damage to be able to kill the heroes in there. And this is the kind of mistakes that Liquid were looking for to get themselves back in. And right now, I feel Liquid have got into a more commanding position. This farm wasn't even slowed down considering that she died there. Still very, very farmed, and I think Alliance hurt themselves quite a bit. A little too trigger happy there.
Well, Mind Control setting up for this Orchid here. Foxy just throws a Shuriken at Mind Control. He said Mosquito just gnawing the hell out of Mind Control right now, getting 2 points of money stealing, and cancelling his TP once as well, so Mind Control just seething in base right now. Absolutely livid. Marty just trying to hit some creeps in the lane. We'll take a Illuminate or 2 here from Insania. Not a big deal. He's got plenty of health to basically just face tank all of these. Alright, so what kind of position does this now put Liquid in? Because Alliance just went for a big fight, got a great black hole off, but still didn't take the fight. Which was weird because they were pretty far ahead. We were feeling pretty good about Alliance until now. Oh, Storm going in deep. They're looking for something here. Will they have the damage to finish him off? No, Mind Control actually lives through this. They didn't have enough follow-up damage, and the mech saved the day. And now the upheaval, correct, slowing them down. That's about all we can do, though. Lions are able to escape as Boxy gets up onto the high ground. Looking maybe towards the middle lane.
Yeah, Alliance have decided that it's not a really good active move. Contain them better, and even if they fight, it's not like. So they've gone back to the bottom lane, that area, trying to farm up the. Pro Warlord still doesn't have his diffusal blade that he
Dire's top tower is under attack.
went for the
Dire
Yasha
structures
first.
are fortified.
A lot of pings coming out here. They're picking up these wards over by Roshan.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
It's a very slow pace in the game right now. It's we hit the 2k gold advantage for Liquid. They've got their Medusa, so they're happy just this game to kind of fall off pacing wise for a little bit. Allow Matumban to get some creeps. Looking for the Skadi next item. And meanwhile, Miracle, he's going in pretty deep here. There's a lot of Alliance heroes in for this one, but they're going to force him back to his remnant. Storm though, looking forwards. He's got Kuro inside the Electric Vortex inside here, backing up as well. Breaking down the cooldown, but oh my god, Storm just disappears. Liquid tear him a new one. And Insania, he's not looking too healthy either. He's been run down by Miracle, making it look easy. What was all that damage? The golems, the sleight of fist, everything just came down on the Storm. Gets instantly blown up.
I mean, the Storm doesn't have a lot of HP. He's sitting on interest. Really hard for him to fight
Tower is
there.
under attack.
Oh,
Kuro did get caught out on the backlines here. Mickey did doing this diffusal blade to get himself a kill onto the Liquid support. Meanwhile, Miracle goes for TP out to find a singular tree. No cancels available though, so he's going to be alright.
that golem. I mean, that was definitely worth. Lance kept sitting down in this bottom lane and farming up.
Do you see that drawing from Miracle on the map? He just scribbles all over the top lane. What do you expect he's saying from that?
Just gonna stay top, guys. Just don't come here.
Meanwhile, Boxy and Quick for it find themselves a little snipe on Sniper Control here, but they're looking for the Medusa. They're even going to commit the black hole for it. Mickey does have the damage to rip through him. But Superman is going to fall. Wow.
So they actually
nice.
attacked two sides of the map at the same time. They were going on bottom and then went straight for the farming the 8. Knows that 20 minutes bounty after the bounty spawn and the
Yeah, really good from Alliance, just taking fights at different spots in the map, trying to split things up a little bit and divide the attention. Even with the black hole, they feel like they're not really as strong when it comes to team fighting, so they just kind of, yeah, they don't team fight. Assassinate instead.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Without the Warlock ulti up, Alliance is very comfortable. Kind of move. That ultimate is. I would say though, like as this game progresses, if Liquid farm at an even pace, their heroes are going to become much stronger. Alliance isn't.
Agreed.
Especially
Yeah.
with the Fatal Bonds. Fatal Bonds is like a huge spell. Hiroki also has Midas already up, so they're in a pretty good spot. Even though the Dusa died there, it feels like Alliance are always bring back Liquid. They actually haven't broke high ground or got any game-breaking kill.
Not yet, no. And they're going to go for a smoke now. Liquid. They, oh, excellent. All pop on the shrine.
So the Warlock ult is up again, and that.
Yeah, been used perfectly twice now from Kuro to be able to secure themselves some fights. And they want to use it perfectly again. Tiger wandering around this bottom lane, but they're actually pinging out Natu here. Tiger coming in, and there's a big hit coming in from Kuiper as well. They've got him inside the Electric Vortex, does get the Stone Gaze off. Stormtrooper frozen up for a little bit, but should be able to continue chasing Natu here very shortly. But there's an initiation round on the backlines as well. Liquid trying to jump off the Boxy. Boxy running himself out the Wrath of Nature, and the damage comes through from Liquid. They get the kill onto Boxy, and Boxy finds nothing. They try to go for the track kill onto Medusa, but unfortunately, it just ends up going badly for them. And still, this Warlock ulti remains.
They still have opportunities for plays now. Onto block together.
I'm guessing this plus 60% XP gain talent on the Warlock makes the Midas so much more valuable, right? He'll be zooming through the levels. Yeah, he's got some really awesome talents as well.
I think saving the tome, right, for when he's same, like even if you use the tome now, then when you hit level 15, like you're just gonna hit level 15 faster.
Yeah, personally, I don't know why he'd save it, but I'm not sure. I'm sure he does. Meanwhile, they're jumping in though. And the Spirit, this is the Orchid reveal, and they're actually going to find themselves a kill. Miracle is not ready for that. Alliance gang up in the middle lane and taking themselves down an Ember Spirit.
He actually had Orchid earlier when they went on the.
Oh, really?
Maybe he did. I'm not sure, but that's the first Orchid reveal. Like the Ember Spirit's gonna have to change his item build now because he's going for the Radiance, but he can't really do that. He wants to split push and push his limits. Because anytime he shows on the map with the storm dips in with the Orchid, he's gonna die.
Oh, there goes the push. And they actually just immediately silence up the Nature's Prophet and get on top of him, and this might well be a kill. The Hex comes in from the high ground, but it's not enough. Oh. Shan Goat bashes him, but okay, we'll be able to finish the job. Now running around with his Aegis, but not much HP to speak of. Meanwhile, Quaker finds another one onto GH, and Boxy's just chasing Matu back into the base, stealing his money. This guy is so annoying.
Mosquito. Actually, that's what you call a game-breaking death there. Where died middle,
yes.
That killed, and then they also lost Shadow Shaman and top of that. It's like this game just going back and forth in terms of like who's coming out ahead. Kuroki still haven't been able to use ulti almost 5.
Yeah, he hasn't really been in a great position to blow anybody up or turn a team fight around. It's just waiting patiently.
That means Alliance have adapted and evolved into the trying to avoid fighting into Liquid head on, and they're like splitting them up on the map first and picking them off in that.
Yeah, when you have the vision of the bounty hunter, you know, those tracks and the storm for the long range initiation as well, it's pretty easy to do that. So it's more on Liquid to try and bait Alliance into these situations where they can turn it into a team fight and force Alliance into engaging in them. But honestly, Alliance might be okay with that right now. They've got a BKB on the troll, 10 seconds. They've got an Aegis as well. The ability to fight is very strong in Alliance.
Walk up from Liquid.
Yeah, they want to take this fight. Matu's going to get popped here. Don't think much is going to come of this. I say that. They're actually chasing deep here. They're going on to Matu here. They've got the track up on Tim, and he's been pushed off by the man to the Quaker following up as well. He's got the electric vortex as Mickey just starts to get these further stacks up onto Matu. Meanwhile, they're actually about to have to lock down. The Ignis going to buy him a little bit of space as the ultimate be used, and he gets stone gazed up. The stone gaze up on reducing means that Mickey can't really do much. And he's still chasing here. Mickey not going to find much for his efforts, and maybe could be in some trouble now as BKB wears out. He's got an Aegis, but they need to try to find a way to fight this one. Meanwhile, Tiger still holding off on that black hole for the time being. He gets cancelled by the Maelstrom, but it looks like Troll Warlock will be losing his first life here, but in they go with the black hole. 3 heroes once again, but Hex down does cancel it out, but is it too late? Down comes a Golem, they're still trying to fight it out. Mickey looking for a target, but he's actually just backing away, it looks like. Miracle comes in, they realize this fight is lost. Tiger and Quaker both falling, and Troll manages to sneak away and TP out. Once again, the black hole means nothing, and the golems mean everything. Warlock, absolutely, what a hero.
That was actually insane because Ember was like baiting his body a lot and trying to force the Alliance to fight them, and they did, and he just bought back to secure the other kills for Liquid, and it was really important he did that because Pure Alliance was trying to like run away with this game and they couldn't really get the right fight, so he needed to do something drastic like that where he had to bait his body and fly back. It worked out because when they killed 4 of Alliance heroes, they take the bottom tower and they're giving some more spaces mid. Still almost has his relic, so he's actually not changing his item build whatsoever. He's not gonna adapt to the...
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
mean, if he gets away with the Radiance and then he gets his next cycle, this Ember Spirit is gonna
Dire's
Stoppable.
bottom tower is
It's really gonna hurt. I mean, he's definitely gonna get his Radiance at some time soon. You've got the lion's share of the money out the way, and Lions can now look for something else. When it gets to late game, I mean, I'm sure it's not just completely over for Alliance, right? Like, it's still going to be a very close game, I think, because you've got the Troll Warlord and Storm Spirit, who does come into his own in the late game a bit.
Yeah, but Dire is more reliant on their BK. The longer
Right.
the Troll Warlord, it's gonna be much more harder for them to fight. And the Warlock's Fatal Bonds, like, is gonna become stronger when the Ember Spirit gets his Radiance on there and like that. They also have Dusa, Switch Shot, they have Nature's Prophet, Wrath of Nature. At some point, if Alliance get like 2 or 3 heroes Fatal Bonded, it's gonna be so difficult for them. So they always have to retreat.
Lane Control just hanging out in the top lane. We're going to push it in a little bit. A team coming up behind him. Maybe it's a bit of a bait here from Mind Control. But no one is interested from the side of Alliance. They see that tasty prophet in the top lane and they do not want anything to do with him. Locating the honey trap and moving over to a different lane since the bottom lane pushed in. Mid as well, they can start to get some damage on this tier 2 tower. And there's no tower to push up at top except for the high ground, so no real threat to Alliance, they view it as anyway.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Liquid
attack.
have trying to like push out one lane at
Dire's
because he
top
can't actually
tower
do
is
it by
under
himself,
attack.
right? He's always afraid of the bounty hunter.
Yeah, and even if, you know, sometimes in those situations, if you do die, then it's still worth it, but in this particular situation, ooh, they're picking out Boxy. The dust comes out, it does connect, and they've got the Sprout as well. Long range, Boxy beats through it immediately and uses those drums, plays those bongos, gets himself
Mosquito.
buzzes
Mosquito
off.
Dota. Just has Quelling Blade, drums, gets double dusted, doesn't care, walks away. Like, but the problem is like this bounty hunter, you know, he's not that farmed. Even though he's the position 3, right? And the Enigma was actually the, or
mean,
Enigma's really
technically, but-
pulling his weight.
Yeah, I was going to say, Tygo's always been ahead on net worth the entire game. I don't think there's been a single point where Bounty's been ahead. Maybe after that big engagement when they got a bunch of kills and the track gold and such, but I don't think so, honestly. Tiger has always been big.
It's hard.
His ability.
Yeah, he hasn't been able to get that pack.
But Liquid, they just hit a big timing. The Radiance is up, and they've got the Chaotic Offering.
Radiant's courier
The,
has
like
been
heroes are
slain.
gonna melt. Oh, big mosquito plays.
Well, he got the courier.
Barrier.
TP'd himself away to safety. Alright, well, dies on the return there, so didn't actually lose anything of value from it, but still going to be a little bit of time where heroes having to TP back to base for their items. Always annoying, but a bit of gold for the team as well.
So now if there's a Fatal Bonds out and Ember one slight, everybody's gonna melt so fast. Radiance and
Yeah, really just going all in on this whole spread damage thing, aren't they?
watch this thing. And look at Kuro, he's actually about to hit level 20. Got the next tome ready. I wonder if he actually hits level 20. It's gonna be like level 9.
I don't, yeah, he's not going to hit level 20, is he?
Then he's gonna have the summon golem on death. That's
Although, oh yeah, I forgot about the the XP gain. Yeah, that's a huge amount actually. Almost to 19, but they actually just jumped straight in. All the way, they found Kuro here with the track. He does have buyback. Certainly going to be an option, and they might want to consider here. Quickly actually use the BKB for that jump as well. The tower is down. One more outer tower left. 14 Liquid. This Alliance still holding this gold lead, and that was a very big kill. I'm just talking about, I like the way he's just sitting here kind of like, you know, peacefully buying his tome, organizing his inventory, checking his XP, and then bam, storm in his face, track up, and dead in seconds. The orbital strike cannon of Alliance fires off.
that was like the best pick that Alliance can make. I mean, you know, Kuro's pretty high level, but it's also like a double edge. And he dies and he's a 5, he's gonna be a very long time.
Talking of high levels, how come Mickey's only almost level 25?
Farming, man. Farmville here. Stopped, he's higher net worth than the...
He really has.
happen
Which
very
is,
often either.
yeah, very curious as he's actually gone for this diffusal blade build. I mean, they're more or less neck and neck, about 500 gold between them. But he's gone for a much more fight-oriented build here on Mickey, so really kind of surprised.
Yeah, this guy is very good at playing this hero. Build is like the best fight against it. Even you do get frozen, you're not frozen for a very long time. Diffusal blade is like the best damage output you can. Now he's going for the MKB. Like, she will die. The Dota will die if you get her alone. Problem is, like, Alliance can't actually take a team fight on Warlock first.
Yeah.
And when the Warlock does hit level 20, he has to summon Golem on death. When he dies, they're gonna be stunned for a while, where like Liquid can always look to try and help Kuroki.
Yeah, he's got the 2 braces, which actually bring him up to a fairly impressive 2,100 HP. A lot more than I would have thought. He's just trying to keep himself alive as much as possible. And, I mean, pretty soon he's going to get that level 20, which, you know, summon a Golem on death or Shadow Word AoE. Which one do you go for, 1437?
Oh, the level 20 one? Definitely this Golem on death.
Yeah. Bit of a cap.
I mean, the Shadow Word AoE is pretty good at like pushing our lanes. I've seen it before. Really, really strong, but like this kind of game where they're always looking for you, you're definitely gonna get Golem on death just for that mini stun, so the Emperor Spirit can zip in and just.
Absolutely, and messing up the Storm Spirit as well. If he can't dodge that stun, then he's gonna be in real deep trouble, and you don't want to throw down your Storm Spirit in order to kill a Warlock. So it's a real big threat as Liquid are into the Roche Pit right now. Mickey leading the charge. He's not afraid of
there goes
nothing.
the mana.
Yeah.
This is a problem. Oh, okay.
Thanks, Kodo.
Kodo's got you.
Alright. The bro. The Eidolon's not lasting particularly long here. Mickey throwing in the diffusal onto Matu here, just chunking away at his mana, but the evasion. Okay, this is actually the majority of those shots from Mickey.
Roshan is every. Whoever gets his Aegis is the aggressor after that. Really don't want to give this Dusa Aegis, that's for sure.
No, they do not. No, they do not. Mickey once again just coming in to smash into Matu as much as possible. Hex comes out, but he's got this Satanic SNY build, so it barely lasts any time whatsoever. And now Mickey looks into the pit.
Quick bottle. Is actually committing into this. Okay.
Okay, not afraid. Into Roche Pit. He's got the Ignis to kind of back him up, and Matu doesn't actually have a BKB, but they have to be really careful because Roshan is low. Though Matu takes it very badly. All Visions on the backline, they actually catch Bounty Hunter off guard here, but Storm comes ripping through, trying to bring down GH. Will be able to do so. He's going to be the first casualty to fight, but buys back immediately. But we're still looking for more, but this BKB is starting to run up. He's going to get himself down to the low ground. Signs out onto Mickey as well, means that he's going to have to run, and Matu just straight into the pit whilst they're kept at bay. Mickey, though, he needs to find a way into this one. Tiger, he's got a black hole and a refresher orb. He might be tempted to go for this right now. They need to get in sometime soon. In goes Tiger. He's got a refresher orb. He's going to throw it down, but immediate golem right on top of his face. He's just going to get annihilated by that one. Matu takes Roshan, takes the Aegis, takes Tiger, and Mickey's probably going to die as well. He does manage to pop the ultimate, but he's pretty kind of locked down here, just trying to get a bit of damage off. But GH going to control him up for a couple of seconds, but down he will fall. Mickey is dead, and it's a bit of a chaotic situation for Alliance.
The Warlock god right there. Yeah. I mean, they definitely should have thought about like sacking that Roshan because Storm doesn't have any mana and really cannot contest it, but they put so much value into it. And the refresher's also on cooldown.
Yeah, why did he use the refresher? He blinked in, a refresher orb, and then black hold. He already had the BKB going. Yeah.
Chubby fingers, you know? Chubby fingers.
I know that feeling. I know that feeling, yeah.
Dire's middle tower is
Boxy, he's looking for a courier, and he's going to find one with the whole Dragon Lance on it, so pretty good situation.
Liquid might just win the game right now, because there's no black hole for a very long time. If they saw that the refresher is used already, they're just going to walk high ground, they have the Aegis, and they have all the damage they need. They don't even need this chaotic offering anymore. Okay, so they didn't get to glyph the creep wave, so it's going to be delayed. There's no more creeps after this. They're not going to win the game per se.
Yeah, Storm
see if they can get some. See Storm, another mosquito hero.
Alliance, you're really forcing this phrase in here, but I like it. I think it works.
It's like it's like Alliance's strategy, you know. Play the game out. Eventually, your opponent. Oh, here's the creep point.
One tilt, yeah, finally gets in, and Storm says goodbye, although a bit of a misplay as they blast them out, keeping 2 of them alive. And Simon's going to have to clear them off with the Illuminate. But the very good thing is, Storm's not actually using his TPs for this. GH? Oh my god, Foxy's actually in, he's got a BKB, and he's just clearing up heroes. They're not dealing with Foxy at all here. Well, Kuro's had to run himself out as well.
At this point, Liquid doesn't know if the black hole is up or not. Most likely, of course, on it. Try to retreat. Oh, the golem's gonna drop one instead. It's gonna kill Koikba if he comes in, so he actually might just die anyway. Oh, that was a really clutch.
Koikba is still going down all the same. The Ignis, they're going to catch him right on the edge. Do they have the damage to keep him inside? Though they don't actually have any lockdown. Mickey sitting on the front line, might need to get himself back here. Silence comes out, doesn't go up too long past that stage. Just needs to keep him running himself away. So let him turn around if he wants to. The black hole comes in, lands onto 2 huge targets. Miracle and Matu trapped inside. Mickey doing the damage. Wild goes 1, down goes 2. Aegis is popped. Mind Control trying to hang around the outside of this spot, but they know who they want. And it is Matu here. He's going to pop that stone gaze and force himself around a little bit here. He's actually trying to just bash it into Tiger. Now going for the TP out. They don't have any cancel.
That was really nice play, but I was so sure that he was probably gonna die there as well. But Alliance had to like chase away the other heroes first before. If only there was like a chakra or something on that Enigma. Auto was no. That was actually really impressive by Alliance because I think the black hole just came off cooldown and Liquid kind of like, you know, lost track that, oh yeah, the Enigma black hole might be up already, and then lost the Aegis and they lost the Ember. That's really important that they lose the Aegis because the Aegis is the way that Liquid can go high ground. So for them to go high ground again, they need to like either wipe all of Alliance or need to get the next Roshan. So the game's gonna be delayed a bit more.
A bit, yeah, it's a glimmer of hope for Alliance, and they are a little bit further ahead as well. Are fairly confident at this stage, but you still have to remember Medusa plus high ground plus late game. It's a very difficult equation for Alliance to figure out.
So funny, Kuroki just revived and he's like a position 5. Such a hard life. So high levels and that many. Actually, he has quite a few items, huh? But his net worth is like
not really.
Midas.
Yeah, exactly. He's got the Midas and the Ghost Scepter. Was going for a Glimmer at some stage, but changed his mind.
Oh, Glimmer are definitely went for the Ghost Scepter.
Yeah, doesn't want to get soloed on the back lines of the fight every time.
Yeah. Normally in most games, Glimmer is the correct choice. Helps your teammates a lot.
Right.
A lot of magic damage, but this kind of game, like now that they have all their BK, they're gonna run into you. Ghost Scepter will buy you a lot more time. It's also gonna delay the enemy's BKB. Storm zips in, he has to commit BKB, right, to try and kill the Warlock. So when he clicks that Ghost Scepter, it's like 4 seconds to Storm BKB with.
One thing to note right now is that Storm has an Arcane Rune bottle. This could lead to a fairly nice fight from Alliance, but again, they still really don't feel confident taking fights on any kind of terms here with these this chaotic offering. Just a ton of AoE damage coming out from Liquid, which Alliance just aren't really sure they can fight into. They have the advantage, but it's really weird to see a team with a Bounty Hunter being so hesitant to actually go in for engagements.
Like when in Dota, normally at this late in the game, everything comes down to 10. So if there's no, oh wow, whoa, Koikba, what are you doing there, buddy?
Deep, going in really deep.
He went in for the creep wave, and he was TPing out, but he didn't time it properly. Then GH just blinked in and caught him.
Heads up play from GH, but a big mistake from Koikva as well. Can't really take that away. So actually, with Roche coming up, yeah, Roche isn't actually coming up soon enough for it to matter particularly. Although the lines are drawn mid and top.
Might try to force a high ground play here because they don't know if like the Storm has buyback or not, right? So they want to test it, but at least like force him to buyback. They have Warlock ulti up, so could think about doing it. The only thing that can stop, like, that will stop them from doing that is if they're close to some item. And Medusa does look like she's really close to her data list at level 25. Ember's got 3k gold. So they got some really big items coming through pretty soon. This NP also has 4.5k gold. They're just gonna kill the shrines during.
Yeah, get back to the map. Force the Lions back into their base, doing everything they can.
There's a Shadow Blade on Taiga now.
Yeah, he's really trying to look for these big black holes this game. Taiga feeling the momentum. Storm, only 20 seconds left until he's back into this one, so pretty painful to watch with Rax being attacked and there is no response.
Oh, Mr. Mosquito, he got caught.
Oh, meanwhile though, deep into the base, and Sign is being chased by Miracle with that BKB, and they're going to bring him down, but also Boxy having to pop his own BKB, but this one is not really getting out. The right click damage from GH, Mind Control, and Kuroki. I mean, they don't have a lot between them, but they will finally bring down Boxy.
Okay, so the Storm didn't buyback, and now his two teammates who didn't have buyback just died. They're in a really bad spot now.
Yeah, out of the frying pan into the fire for Alliance.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Top lane under
And
fire.
all off of one big mistake. And we know that Liquid 5v5 fight is already stronger, but now they're fighting 3 versus 5.
Definitely stronger. Mass not adding up right now. Liquid just waiting for these creeps to come in. Quakefer gonna try his best to destroy them here, I get. But there's 2 lanes, you can't destroy 2 at once, and Miracle's actually guarding this middle lane to make sure it comes in, so they just have to wave goodbye to their top racks here. Still 40 seconds until the Bounty Hunter comes back, because this might just be Liquid ending it. Silence out onto Mickey here. Mickey is in some trouble. Pops the Saint Navigator, starts hitting trees, trying to keep himself alive. The Hex comes out, gonna hold him back, and there's no chance for him to get back to base. He does have to buy back. Tiger sitting inside the Shadow Blade right now. Done up onto the Ember Spirit. Mickey coming forward. The tier 4's being beaten down. 15 seconds until the Bounty Hunter's back. Got themselves a little bit of time. Liquid, they're not willing to leave the base quite that easily as Mickey comes running forward onto Matu here again, getting silenced up and trying to net with real Matu here as the Storm comes blinking around and the Hex comes out, 4 staff back. They're just keeping Mickey nice and safe. They need to deal with these creeps which are kind of hitting their base right now, Alliance. They are holding a little bit longer.
They held, I mean, they had to use the buyback control. Like, their Alliance was up 8k gold. Now Liquid's up 8k gold. So that's a 16,000 gold difference. That
This graph is crazy. This graph is absolutely
they're gonna secure 4 bounty runes.
The seeds of fortune.
Yep, make it even more than 16k gold. In fact, getting much higher, especially with Roshan being up as well. I don't think Liquid will hesitate to take this, although Alliance aren't pushing their way forwards. They seem to believe that there's a Roche attempt going on here. Boxy pinging out Roshan. Are they really going to be able to sneak this one? I mean, Alliance, they're getting Roshan really low. Liquid.
Chance are not going in.
Liquid. Quaker don't guard the pit. He's not doing it. Storm actually jumps himself up. They're looking for the Bounty Hunter, but Storm's coming in to try and help him out. They're just trying to distract though. Roshan is being taken. Mickey, get back into the pit. He's getting out of the pit. There we go. Gets back in. Finishes off Roshan, and that's going to be a refresher shard for Tiger. So 3 black holes if they really need it. And now they TP back to base. I can't believe they got away with that one. Meanwhile, Mind Control actually going on to Tiger here, but Murky right on top of Tiger. I'm not sure where it is. The whole of Liquid coming in from behind. He's going to have to pop the ultimate, trying to chop up anybody he can find here, but they're balancing the aggro beautifully. Mickey can't find the right target. Now with that BKB going down, he's probably going to be in some trouble. Aegis is available, and Sanya coming in to try and save the day. Well, Wisp is on cooldown after that little engagement there. He's also got himself a Hex, by the way. And Sanya's been farming up so much. Just forced Hex. Easy peasy.
He got that cast range talent as well, so it's gonna be pretty easy for him to just use that on the Ember Spirit if he ever goes in with really long cast range, that Hex. So they have Alliance have a win condition now. If they can somehow kill the Shadow Shaman. Okay, bottom lane. Profit. That could be 2 win condition. Make the Snitches profit. Buyback. I mean, same for Liquid, right? We already know Liquid has their win condition is the Troll Warlord, but he's got an Aegis now. And now 2 heroes on Liquid have died. Let's see if Alliance can push out these lanes fast enough to...
It's not very fast. I'm not gonna lie, Theban. It's pretty slow. Trying to get these lanes out, but yeah, still 53 seconds on the Prophet. I mean,
It's not like he has Battle Fury.
yeah.
Is Enigma level 25? No, he's not. Oh. If he gets to 25 and he gets the Demonic Convert talent, like, really... Oh, Boxy, hello?
Looking
They're gonna have to fight it. Oh, they just want the rune. Oh, they got the Arcane Rune on the Ember Spirit. That's
Boxy
huge.
just hanging out in a really nice position. But yeah, double runes up on Miracle right now. You do not want to come near this guy. Sleight of Fist. It's gonna be pretty quick. The charge is restoring and the double damage rune. But Lions are actually going in on this. They're looking at Kuro here. Kuro, he's got silence up, he's got the Agnes, but he might not even get a chance to use his ultimate. Can they bring him down in time? They need to just finish him off before he can get it off. Yes, they will be able to do so. But meanwhile, Mickey controlled up. He has got the Aegis, which he'll be able to use now with Boxy. Running forwards, GH, well, they're just looking for the backlines, but Miracle with the double damage, just tearing his heroes in the black hole after about 2 seconds before Tiger dies. Liquid find themselves 3. They're looking for more as well. Mind Control will not be able to grab another one, though. That's costly.
I mean, that was like a 0.2 second black hole, because the last hit from the Dota before the black hole hit was a crit, and it landed on the Enigma after he got the black hole off. He actually just died. Yeah, now it's gonna be a really big uphill battle here for Alliance. 4 versus 5. No Enigma available.
Yeah, the one kind of saving grace that they have in these team fights. Mickey actually gives control up on the front line. I'm fairly sure he doesn't have buyback. He doesn't have buyback. He doesn't have ultimate either. He's just going to stay away. The Golem's still chasing. Meanwhile, Storm playing around a little bit here. He needs to get off. He's got no mana. He's got no life. 120 seconds. I'm fairly sure that this game is over right now. Troll trying to come in, trying to do something, but the Golems, the heroes, it's all just coming down on the Ancient right now, and they will get it blown up. They take Alliance's throne and bring this game to a 3rd match.
Gotta say, that Warlock did work, man. It's like the whole lineup was so dependent on him being alive and him being able to use Fatal Bonds and his ultimate win team fights. It's really nice, and I saw the impact of it with Ember Spirit. Alliance really had to do so many random, running around, going from behind, trying to find the supports, moves. They really couldn't fight head on into. I think that was Liquid's idea. They wanted to be able to just stand their ground and force Alliance to do a lot of weird moves.